Hello, I'm an American in Moscow, Russia, and in this episode we will be in this city
and this city. Do you recognize it? How about that skyline? How about that building? Anyway, I'll just let him tell you.
Hello guys and good morning, Unglued Brit here. I'm going to be travelling around London today and making a slight comparison video of two immense capitals. So come with me on the adventure. When I finish my coffee, of course.
Have you been to London? Have you been to Moscow? Find out what these two cities look like on the street today, right now.
Have you been to Moscow? Have you been to Russia at all? Would you vacation here? Would you move here? Would you raise your children here? Is Russia a scary place?
The Russian version of Big Ben, their clock tower. Swing, people having a happy time. Here is a beautiful looking cafe in the park.
Let's go. Very interesting. Let's take a look. So this is the National Theatre. There were very, very great men that managed to make this place what it is today. Is London a dangerous place? Is it a beautiful place? Do they still have red buses? Why isn't there any park stuff in the parks? Is it still a Christian country? Is the beer still good here? And what are the attractions like in London? Is London all that it's cracked up to be? Now I'm watching you, chap. Keep eating. I can smell the urinal from here.
Way better than Canada or way better than the US. Even with its own struggles, their situation has completely changed because people are not afraid to be treated like a criminal.
So here we are at Place 1, St Paul's Cathedral, right behind us. Absolutely diaphon of a place. I've never seen a cathedral this big, I don't think. Or maybe I have. However, this is bloody big. Look at it. Beautiful, beautiful building. Looks like it was built by God himself. On this plot of ground stood of old Pavel's cross. Wheat amid such scenes of good and evil. Cool fountain we've got here actually, take a look at this. So as we can see out of this side, I'm taking it that this would have been a drinking fountain, most likely.
So St. Paul's is a very beautiful church in London. I remember being there myself. And I'm going to start this video off on a bridge over the Moscow River in Moscow. You might be able to see red towers in the distance behind me. That is Red Square. And the church that I thought of as a good comparison to St. Paul's in London is this guy right here, which I've actually never been to, and is my understanding this is the signature active Orthodox church in the city of Moscow. There is, of course, St. Basil's, which is older and more famous, but that is smaller and more of a museum right now. Okay, so I'm standing at the base of the church here. It's got the gold domes And what I've noticed that I think is extra special is all these golden statues on the arches. It's very beautiful. Okay, so I'm walking around it now, and I'm hoping to get inside. I'm pretty sure I can because my daughter Aurora said it's free entrance here. It is a church, of course. And what I can see that I see all over Moscow is no scary people, scary places, dirty things. And to be fair to you, James, and to your city of London, it looked good so far from what you showed me at St. Paul's. So I'm still going around here. They are under construction, so they're repairing this place. You can just see they've got these bronze characters all around this place, and beautiful light posts as well. Oh, hush. They stopped me very nicely and said, "Mister," in English, because Moscow's an international place, that there's no filming inside, which is completely understandable because their primary goal is to be a place to be religious and worship and meditate. And I've noticed this about different churches here in Russia, that they take it very seriously and reverently.
Cheers. Okay, this is a pint known as Camden Hells. Fairly standard pint, to be honest. However, that was £7.45. So yeah, rather expensive, to be honest. Out in a capital pub, you'd probably need to take a mortgage to get tipsy. Maybe lose a limb or two.
All right, James, so you got a beer in the center, and I have now gotten a beer in the center. This is 300 rubles. This is a standard half-liter Russian beer. There's the name on the glass right there. And I'm here randomly. How do you know? Because my phone died, and this is the restaurant I was walking past. Tastes great, and for me, an American, not a bad price for the center of a major city.
Oh wow, interesting. Blackfriars Pier, eh? Look at that. That'd be really cool, actually, if I can get on one of these boats, see the whole River Thames, and you know, be able to get across to another side on a boat. I wonder if the boats are as cool here as they are in Moscow, though I don't know. Let's find out. Putney via embankment. Okay, so we've got a number of boats, actually, a number of interesting boats, though to be honest the place looks empty. I can't see anyone. Interesting. I don't even know if it's open. I don't think it is, to be honest with you. I can see one boat on the river though. Take a look. As you can see, right, we got the River Thames. And the River Thames flows through southern England, and it's the longest river entirely in England, and the second longest river in the United Kingdom. Cool. And this is what you can find on the River Thames: a grey heron, a Chinese mitten crab, and a broad-bodied chaser dragonfly. How about that? Look at that. And these are all of the places that it runs through. Very interesting. Okay, EBGBs, guys. Take a look at the prices here. So it's £8.60 on an Oyster card. So £8.60 is about 1,000 rubles on an Oyster card for a boat ride. Okay, and the standard's £10.90. What's that? That's like, I don't know, maybe 13,000 rubles at the time of recording. So yeah, bloody hell. It's quite expensive business catching boats around here, isn't it? I somewhat doubt that that is the boat that we're supposed to be catching. Just a hunch. Interesting. We've got the Festival Pier here. Festival Pier here. It's going to be closed until Friday the 2nd of February by the looks of it, as you can see. So yeah, Friday the 2nd of February, this is going to be open again. Closed for the winter. What a shame.
Now, as I've already said, I am on and near the Moscow River in this video. You can see a dock right there. So you are on the Thames, James. I will now show you the boat service for the Moscow River, which is open during business hours and in the evening. And as far as how much it costs, I don't exactly know, and I'll tell you why, and that is because it is part of the metro system. And this is my Troika card, and it is an annual pass that I bought for something like 250 bucks that I use year-round. And to use the metro, of course, you wait for about 1 minute. To use a bus, you might wait 1 minute. You might wait as much as 17 minutes. In my experience with the river boats, which are part of the same transportation system, you may have to wait 30 minutes. It is longer. It's not as convenient, but it is romantic, and it is tied into the whole system. Here is the ticket booth for the boats. If you do not have an annual pass, Kassa means tickets. They show you the different routes you can pick up here and the times to catch the boat. So that's where you can get a ticket, a bilete, tickets. And here is the map of the route. So you can take a look at this and find out a good port that works for you to get wherever you need to get on the Moscow River.
What's very interesting, look at that behind me. So that's Soviet brutalist architecture. I think we're gonna have to go up here, take a look. This is really, really cool. Yeah, I'll tell you what, because they've got a number of buildings like this in Moscow, haven't they? That are just very concrete and brutalist. I want to find out what's at the top here. Nothing special, just some benches. I don't know what I was expecting. This is a National Theatre, apparently. I wouldn't be proud to call it my National Theatre.
We have one that's pretty special, a bit more beautiful than what you found, in my opinion, and that is the Bolshoi Theatre. Got lots of fountains in front of it. I've been here many times to see a good show, an opera, ballet, whatever you like. And I've also featured this in a few videos. And this is not the only theater here. There are several theaters in this district, which is right off the center, right off a red square. And again, ask yourself, if you're not familiar with Moscow, how does it look on the street? How do the people look? How clean does it look? Do you see any scary people, dirty places, scary things?
Just crossing this beautiful bridge here, trying to get a little bit closer to the Big Ben. Oh, goodness gracious. Dodge that tourist, dodge that bullet. I gotta say, in Britain, we know how to do a lamppost. It's one thing we know how to do.
Check out that lamppost, James. Has Moscow stolen the beautiful lamppost design from London? I think they have, and it's okay to say that. Not every city has to do everything the best.
And here is the Big Ben, a diamond surrounded by charcoal. The charcoal, of course, being in the Houses of Parliament where they commit the crimes of the nation. I mean, fulfill the policies. And here's Westminster. Isn't she beautiful?
Here we are in Red Square, the center of the world as far as Russia is concerned. You got the Kremlin wall behind me there. And there's Lenin's tomb, if you can see it. And in the distance, is the most famous tower in Russia, in my opinion. Big Ben in London is, of course, iconic government tower, and this is no different. Just as iconic, in my opinion.
Well, whose flag is that waving over the capital city of the United Kingdom? Here it is. The statue of the man himself, Winston Churchill. Here's some interesting news about this statue in comparison to this one over here and this one over here. Now, with the Churchill statue, as you can see right here, this is defended by railings, and there is a reason for it. And the reason for it is that because people keep damaging it. Can you believe it? The man who fought through World War II, people damage this statue. People desecrate it, urinate on it, vandalise it, graffiti on it. They did disgusting things to this statue, and that's the reason why there has to be railings around it. It's quite disgusting, really.
Walking alongside the Kremlin walls near Red Square, and in regards to Winston Churchill, who was one of the heroes, if not the hero, of World War II for Britain. They have a statue to one of their heroes for the same war, and I'll show that to you right now. And here he is, Zhukov, on his horse, in his military uniform. Is there any better way to be remembered than this in history, in front of the giant red castle, the State Historic Museum, which is the entrance to Red Square? And you can see St. Basil's on the other side of Red Square in the distance, right there. Fantastic, so beautiful. And as you can see, for Zhukov, there are no railings around him, only snow, people socializing and hanging out. No graffiti, no trash, no fear that this statue will be molested in any way.
Because say survive! Say survive! Say survive! Say survive! And what we see in the way that Canada speaks about decriminalization in Portugal, it is complete and utter lies. This is not true.
Just surrounded by beauty, the National Gallery, and all of these wonderful fountains. Do they still call stairs apples and pears? Here we are, look right, but look in front of you, not even the lampposts are straight anymore.
Now, one thing I noticed when I've been in London, and in your video as well, it says look right whenever you're about to step out across the street onto a crosswalk. We don't have look right here in Moscow. Not in English and not in Russian.
Right, this right here is Nelson's column. And there's Nelson, standing over the city, looking down on all of us.
Now, in terms of statues to naval heroes like Lord Nelson, in Moscow, I thought of this guy. The artist, it is rumored, built that man to be Christopher Columbus and tried to sell it to America. Was unable to do so. And the rumor goes that the head was chopped off and replaced so that that man became Peter I, who built St. Petersburg. And it was put in Moscow instead. And for some reason, Moscovites do not like that statue. It's fairly new. I think it looks cool, but I guess the proportions are off, so they don't like it, as he stares out over the Moscow River. Check it out, guys. Does it look like I'm in London? Just a fake out, I'm not. I'm still in Moscow. So I am at a random street corner in the city of Moscow. How does it look to you? And I'm on my way to our next destination. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I'm an American who lives in Moscow with my Russian wife and 5 kids. And we started this channel because there's a new Cold War, and we don't like that. We want to do our part to show the world, the West, English-speaking countries, that Russia is a normal place, just like your place, in hopes that we can ease tensions around the world, or do our part anyway to do so. So what do you think? Does this city look like your city? Do Russian people look like people in your city?
And just to make matters even more interesting, look behind us. The grass isn't done. There's no park stuff. It's just grass. At least some grass. I mean, where's all the park stuff? Where is it? Oh, cool. A cafe in the park. And it's right outside Buckingham Palace. It's a little bit like the equivalent of Zaryadye, I suppose. Let's go and have a look. Alright, got to order on the QR code, but is this table 69 or 69 or?
Well, you don't have to sit more acceptable. That's a good point.
I've just shown up to the Zaryadye equivalent. I'm having a beer here. This is a little can of lager, and it's called Camden House. Pretty good beer, actually. But the sun is setting on Britannia today, so we've learned quite a lot of things to put together, actually. A lot of footage, a lot of things that we've got to talk about. Well, first one, there's no time like the present. So it would seem to me that things are certainly a lot more expensive in the Zaryadye. It's a very interesting kind of scene because it's such a beautiful city. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. But at the same time, you're always reminded of the cultural decay, so to speak. It's a very hard one to kind of put your finger on. You look around and it's like, I understand the attraction to this place, absolutely. I mean, it was built by great men, as you can see in the architecture, but it's not inhabited by the kind. There's one thing that this city is very good at, it's architecture. The architecture is absolutely stunning in this city. There is no other place like it anywhere, I don't think. There is only one London, and it's absolutely distinct and recognisable. You can recognise it from anywhere. You know, one thing I've realised about parks in London? No parky stuff. And if you've lived in Moscow for a while, you know what I mean by parky stuff. Park stuff. You know, just random cool swings about. I mean, the only stuff really here are just bins and benches and grass. I mean, there's not really much parky, unique stuff. Followed by grass. I mean, it's kind of lacking parkness in a way compared to Moscow. Moscow taking quite a lot of ideas from England, actually, with its lampposts in the parks, with its benches, and it seems to me that they've gone just one step further with making cool parks. Like, there's always something to kind of go like wow at in some place, and something different, something unique, something hidden. Right, let me give you some fun facts about swans in the United Kingdom. Did you know that if you were to kill a swan, you are at the king's peril as to what he's going to do to you? Now, of course, in 2024, I don't reckon he'd do anything too bad. But, according to the rules, the law, he could, if you killed a swan and he found out. So these are some of the geese here. Look at these beauties. That there, guys, was the Zaryadye equivalent right here. Back over to you guys.
Let's go check out Zaryadye Park itself and see what it has. Does it have a nice cafe? Does it have parky things? So there's the city streets we just came from, and we are in Zaryadye Park now. Hopefully I'm saying it right. There's a gazebo. There's an Orthodox church. lights, globe lights for nighttime. There's a giant greenhouse in the distance. There are museums here. And in the distance, there's something interesting that you might not know about, James. There we have it, the Old English court that was built by Ivan to start trade between Russia and Britain, or England, I guess, perhaps at that time. And we've got benches down below and everywhere here, and a church and another church and another church. Is it possible to have too many churches? If so, it's happening here. So they have music playing on the speakers throughout the park here. The snow is melting like crazy. We've got trees and hills and different museums and exhibits to go to. There's St. Basil's next door. There's one of Stalin's towers over there. There's an indoor exhibit. It's a ride of some sort in an ice cave. Over there is ice cream. There's a birch tree forest. And in here, oh, красиво. Хорошо. Не сейчас. And over here, parky things. Playground for kids. Not traditional, but some fun activities. Ropes to climb on and whatnot. Kremlin in the distance. Here is another cafe, this one more affordable. And stretching out next to it over the Moscow River is a knot bridge that goes halfway across the water for tourists to get a nice view of the Moscow River and the city itself.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Once a telephone box. Once a telephone box, now a urinal. Ugh, it looks so pretty on the outside. My closing thoughts are as follows. I can't help but to think, why does this place seem a little bit off? Which it certainly does. Will I get stabbed or robbed today? Can London stand on her own 2 feet without the Queen?
So I've decided to end the video here at a British pub, and look who's with me. Do you recognize that guy? And the question I want to end with is, where am I?
Joseph
Jimmy?
Goodness
Or is it
gracious.
James?
How about seeing you around these
I
parts?
know that accent.
Oh,
I know
great
that
to see
voice.
ya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Here's your microphone. This wasn't
Thank
planned
you.
at all.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So the question for you to answer in the comments, where am I?
Where is he?
And also, James, I do have a question for you before we go.
Absolutely.
Your country is the only country I've been to where when you step off the sidewalk onto the road, it says, look right in big letters. Why is that?
It says look right because we drive on the wrong side of the road, or the left side of the road, but certainly not the right side of the road.
That was my suspicion, that you guys have lots of tourists and they're not used to cars coming in the other direction. Is that what it is?
Absolutely. We've had a number of accidents over the years because of it. That's why we
Wow.
have to write it there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, click like, subscribe, ring the bell notification, interrupt my speech, share this video with your friends, and click the box to see what happens next. Oh, also, come see me on Jimmy's channel right now for the video we're going to do together. Do you know what it is? You might have a guess. That's wrong. That doesn't sound right. Here is a beautiful... Now. And there's a guy talking to me. He wants to interrupt my recording.
Не боись,